The last rural Democrat in the Kentucky State Senate has switched from blue to red, and in doing so added to the supermajority in the upper chamber. Senator Webb of Carter County, who represents the 18th district, made headlines Friday when she announced she was becoming a Republican. I sat down with Senator Webb here in our KET studios today to find out the thinking behind and timing of her decision. Why make the switch? Why now?
Well, for 10 years, I was in the House representing Carter and Lewis County, which was a Republican registration. I was a Republican when I first registered to vote and switched when I went into the mining industry as a coal miner. And I've been, very happy during my tenure in both chambers and been treated very well in the majority and the minority. But the timing immediately was that, I'm technically in cycle for my next race. I felt like to be transparent and proceed into the interim and the next session with the filing deadline and all that I needed to be transparent with my constituents and do it now. It's been several things through the years. The fact that I've been the only rural state senator for a few years now. It's been a struggle on some issues for me in the representation of my district, as well as my personal beliefs. I've got a pretty consistent voting record for the last quarter of century plus, but and that's not going to change. Mm-hmm. I'm still the same issues, same priorities. I've been kind of hard to categorize, I guess, through the years. And I think that's okay.
When you say in the statement that you released at the end of last week that no longer does the Democratic Party represent your values, essentially the Democratic Party left you before you left the Democratic Party. What is it? What was the pivot point? What issue or set of issues made you think this is not where I need to be?
Just through the years, I focused a lot on the budget, which that's what I like to do. I like policy. I don't necessarily like politics. I'm probably the least partisan person in the room at any given time through the years. But you watch from the energy sector, I'm in the coal industry. Yeah, I'm a little biased. That's what I chose to do, and it's pretty much gone now. So, and from a coal miner to general counsel, the fourth largest corporation in America that was based in my district. Employed a lot of people, river, rail. We've lost all that, steel. And I believe in diversified portfolio. That energy policy, I guess, was the beginning for me. Then you look at maybe agriculture. I'm a rancher. I recreationally use equines and own equines and love equines. But you look at the shift in policy and agenda, if you will, that's been endorsed, especially at the national level, but it's trickled down here now, to make it hard on those of us who produce meat and who utilize animals and own animals. And go back to the energy sector, that's had an economic development impact on all of East Kentucky and West Kentucky too. And then there's social issues. I'm a Southern Baptist and I've tried to display my faith. I make a lot of decisions with my faith, and I was a former female athlete. My daughter played college ball at Midway. Women's sports issues and those kind of things. And you look at my voting record and you see where I am. So those are just a few of the things, Renee.
Considering that you do have an independent streak, why does it even matter which party, and why choose the Republicans now?
I've tried for several years to be a rural voice, to explain about the impacts of policy on rural America, rural Kentucky. I have tried to be a team player in some regard because, that's what I've always tried to do.